Hi, I'm Ron Johnson of RJ's Farm Horsemanship Communication. Today, we got a horse here. He's an off-the-track thoroughbred. His name is Dust, and he's got a little anxiety, and we're going to work on a restart. This is going to be a 3-day program, hour and a half to 2 hours today, same tomorrow, and then again on Saturday. His owner, Lana, she's here, and she's going to have some questions probably, and we got her mic'd up, so we'll see what we can do and how far we can get with him. He's a pretty good horse. I came out and evaluated him a few weeks ago, and he was a little all over the place and a little kooky, kind of one-track minded, just in what you would expect from a off-the-track thoroughbred. So we're going to kind of change that a little bit and try to make them a little more useful. For me, I want to start with being able to make sure he's interested in me, which he is. So I want to make sure that he's willing to follow. And if I have a draw, so I lost him, that's okay. He has every right to say, I don't want to. I'm just going to keep encouraging him to do so. Now, I may get some tools here in a minute, but so he's going. I'm going to do a couple things here just to try and get his attention back. And you notice I'm trying to get behind him, because my hope is by getting behind him that he will turn and face me. So right now he thinks I'm driving him, so I'm going to walk slower. And if he goes too far, my main goal was really to get him away from here because he wants to be with them. So now that he's over there, I might just stop and see if he comes back, which he probably will, but he'll probably go by me or around me. We'll see. I'm going to reach up. Now, he didn't look at me, so I'm not going to pet him. He's not. I'm asking him if I can pet him right now, and he's not giving me permission. So right there, that kind of permission, but I want to make sure he's okay with me petting him. So he walked off. That's fine. He can go. So I am going to grab a tool. I'm going to grab a flag. And I know this is going to make him a little bit more energetic. I'm not using this to scare him. I'm not using this to desensitize him. I'm using it as a communication device. So when I talk to his hind end, I'm pushing on it. He's still going, so I'm going to kind of walk out in front of him while still pushing on his hind end. When he thinks about me, I'll take it away. Now, if he wants to go, I'm going to say, that's not what I wanted, but this is how I would have asked for that if I did. Right? And so here I'm going to kind of get out in front of him. So here we go. Now I'm going to stop him over here. Okay, and I don't mind that he's this far away, and you know, sometimes the further away the better when you're doing this part. So I want to kind of tell him that I don't want him walking forward. And so here I'm just kind of keeping him away from this side. I don't want to. There we go. Good. So, you know, a lot of people would round pen first and, you know, get them moving, changing directions, and get that consistent movement and then that consistent change. I don't want to work that way. I want to conserve his energy, especially where it's been hot. Today's not too bad. We got a nice breeze, clouds. It's not too bad at all. But I don't want movement at this point. The only movement I really want is for his nose, head and neck to bend in my direction. And then I'll start working on getting his hind end to move over and line up with me. How much time I spend on that will depend on how I think the progress is going. If I have to, I'll put the halter and lead rope on, but I want to do as much as I can loose, because I want his brain to stop being reprogrammed. And I want to make sure that when I move, he recognizes my movement and starts looking for the significance of that movement. Because I have an intention, like right now, I would like for him to come to me, but he thinks I'm trying to tell him to go forward. And so I'm not telling him to go forward. So I want to kind of discourage the forward. You can see his head's kind of bobbing, and you know, the poop's a little looser now. So that's nervousness. I'm going to let him go by me. I'm going to walk away and hope to not, he's not coming. So I'm going to actually push him through so he doesn't stop here. Now I'm going to try and stop. I don't want to stop him at the gate either. So we'll stop there. Good job. Good job. And so now I want to start turning myself into a magnet. So if he's looking that way, I'm going to go this way. If he's going that way, I'm going to come right over here and tell him, I don't want you to go that way. I want you to come to me. So if he leaves me, that's fine. I'll push to say, I didn't ask you to leave. This is how I would have asked you to leave, just to kind of, basically he said something to me, so I want to clarify how I would have said it to him. Right? So, ooh, nice hole there. Right? And so I just want to turn myself into a magnet and get him to start thinking of me. And if he wants to walk around me, I'm gonna kind of, and so he's saying, I want to get around you. So I'm gonna say, no, that's not what we're doing here. We're having a conversation, and you need to join in the conversation. And so until he starts thinking of me instead of through me, we're not going to be able to make much progress. So I want him to understand we're a unit. We think together, right? So he's not looking at me, so I'm going to go over here. Good. Now I'm going to back up. Not looking at me, so I'm going to go over here. Now he's thinking about going over there, so I'm going to stop him from going over there. And we want him comfortable looking at us with both eyes. You know, we don't want him one eye in us, because that, you know, that's going to be kind of a an anxious posture. Looking at you like this or looking at you like this, it's kind of an anxious posture. We want to remove all anxiety, all resistance. And so we'll get him comfortable looking at us with two eyes. So I just keep telling him, I need your attention. And so even though he's not doing what I ultimately want, he's kind of listening to me for the corrections when he's doing the things that I don't want. So we have that, at least. He's not being a real goofball trying to run around and, you know, get by and throw fits because he can't get what he wants. He's still listening to me. When I regroup him and reherd him into a spot, he's listening to that. So we have that. That is really good. So I just sending him back. And I'm working my way closer to him. I don't know if you noticed in the beginning I was further back. Now I'm getting closer to him. So I'm testing what distance is the best distance for getting his attention. And anytime he looks at me, I'm going to back up. So, and I want him to understand that standing still and paying attention is what we need from him. We need focal intent. And so the pawing, that tells me he's a little anxious. He wants something else other than this. And I'm going to listen to that. I'm going to pay attention to that. And I'm going to try and give him what he wants, which is over there to see his friends. I'm going to try and give him that when he starts behaving in a way that is beneficial to us as a team. Right now, he's very individual. He's like, nope, I'm on my own, got no part of you, right? So what's that say? If I climb on him and I want to pull a rein, will I get it? Maybe. He's been ridden before, pretty much on a track, and, you know, go, and then when he's done, get rounded up. So what does he know? We don't know that for sure. So, you know, we want to make sure that he's willing to be a part of things. You know, as a racehorse, the only thing that what mattered was you could get a saddle on him, you can put him in the chutes, and then he would run like hell to try and win the race at the end. And the good thing about that is definitely a herd behavior. When the herd runs, they all run. They run for safety. And so he has that, and that, so his native language was somewhat kept with him, but the subtleties of his native language may not have been, because more than likely he wasn't put out to pasture with a bunch of horses. He was probably kept in a stall and then brought out for exercise and then put back in a stall, or turned out individually. So we need him to really think about us and be interested. All right, so he put his butt to me and we needed something. You know, a little broadside is totally okay, but totally turned away from me. Anytime I have a horse get boisterous like that, I do something to discourage it. I'm not a fan of it, and I don't like it blasted in my ear. So anytime I hear it, I do something to say, please don't. There we go. So he's not, oh, there he is. So he kind of looks at me for a second, then he looks past me. Okay, so here I'm going to let him go through, just because I'm really trying to get this right eye to look at me. So I'm just going to walk with him. I'm not going to let him stop. And I'm going to try and stop him right back over there again. He's cutting across, so I'm going to go ahead. And I'm not going to let him turn left. And hopefully this time I can keep him closer to the fence, because I want to stop him over by the fence over there. Further away from this. Oh, this is good. So I'll allow that. Even though he's here, he turned into me, which is good, because that's what I'm really trying to get here. I'm putting a little bit of energy on that hip to get. Don't want him looking over the fence, out the gate. Turning in, that's good. Not going to run past me though. Here I might send him away this time. Even though I want that left eye, I want to send him away. I'm going to send him away again. And now work on that left eye. Now work on that left eye. Good job, buddy. Good job. Okay, so here I'm going to see if I can walk up to him. I'm going to ask if I can pet him. He's going to leave. I'm just going to run with him. If he looks at me, I'll back off. If he doesn't look at me, I'll step in. Okay, so my energy's in a bad place. I just made his head go over the fence because of my belly. This is where I want to be in order to get his belly. I mean, in order to get his head in. My belly towards the flank or the hip. That gets his head in. If I go this way and I push, that might make him turn around. So I want a directional flow of energy that makes sense to him. Okay, so right now my hand is inviting, and I'm asking him to come to my hand. I want him to come to my hand. Good job, buddy. So now I'll pet him because he came to my hand. So now if he wants to go over and see his friends, I'm going to let him. Because he just did something for me. I'm going to give something back. And I'm going to see what he does. If he walks by them, then I'll go back out into the middle. If he stayed there, I'd give him a minute. Good job, buddy. So I'm going to see if he'll let me walk up to him. There's a lot of stuttering going on. And when I say stuttering, those are his thoughts stuttering inside his mind. All that tossing in his head. He's got so many thoughts going on. What should I do? Should I do this? Should I do that? What am I supposed to do? So it's consequential or a bad thing, if you want to see it as good or bad. It's consequential in some ways, but what this is telling me is that his mind is working things out. He's doing the math. He's trying to figure things out. And when he does things like turning and facing me like that, I want to say thank you. I want him to understand. So that way the head tossing will start, because he's asking himself questions, but he's also asking me questions. So, you know, I want to make sure that when he does what's expected of him, that I say thank you in some way. You can talk, we won't hear you. But if her or I talk, it's in there. So we really want to work on getting that draw and getting him to understand that our movement matters. Our directional flow of energy is saying something. Got flies all over your face, buddy. Not telling you to go. Not telling you to go. Good job. Good job. All right, so that energy that I put into his hip was asking him to turn away, take his hip away and turn his nose towards me. But he took it as go forward, which is expectable, understandable. Because he's a straight line animal. At least all his previous training was go forward. And when it's time to go, it's time to go, all or nothing. So the fact that he's just walking away is actually pretty good. Good job. Good job. So here I'm going to try and draw that right eye. He didn't, so I'm going to push, make sure he goes, and I'm going to try and get that right eye. I'll push on his hip a little bit to get that right eye. I'll use the flag if I have to, but I don't want him to go forward. Good job, good job. Oh, I was hoping he'd come towards me, but change of direction is fine. He came in, so that's good. And so here I'm just going to keep energy. My belly's not up here. It's behind him. I'm pushing on his tail because I want him to come off the fence. Good. When he does, I back off and say thank you. Let him know he did the right thing. Not that I'm a believer in right and wrong. I don't believe in right and wrong at all. In the definitive, anyways. Because everything has a little bit of right in it and everything has a little bit of wrong in it. I'm looking at benefit and consequence. What kind of benefits do we have to this? He's leaving me, which means if I was on him and I wanted to go somewhere and he wanted to go somewhere else, there's a good chance he's going to go somewhere else. So where are the benefits in that? It's more consequential. So I'm going to try and get his eye. And walk up and pet him. And the more we can do quiet, you know, and like I said in the beginning, where a lot of people would so apologize for the pause there, but I'm trying to get something here that I feel like he's struggling with, and I thought my words would make a mess of things. But where a lot of people would round pen and push and drive him, you know, that's going to create energy. And it can be good, but it can also be bad. And for a horse that has been taught to go, he's going to think that. And then we're just solidifying that when we want to erase that. So, you know, a horse like this, I wouldn't lunge him or round pen him until I have what I'm trying to achieve here. And I will more than likely achieve that within the next 20 minutes to a half hour, I hope. If not, I'll put a halter and lead rope on and work on it that way to help him make better decisions. But the goal is to get him to understand directional flow of energy. So like right now, I'm kind of asking him to go forward. Now see, he turned into that pressure. So this time I'm going to kind of come right in. And I'm going to really kind of just be sort of silly, but in an equal amount of energy that he's giving off. He's not being overly out of control. So my energy is going to be pretty mild. So right here, I want to see if I can't get him to come to me. I want him to come to the hand. He's not coming to the hand. He's there it is. There it is. Good job. So now I'll walk by him, and then I'm going to send him forward. And I prefer the walk. I don't want the trot or a canter. And now I'm going to try and get his eye. I'm going to pull out this way, draw it in, walk up and see if he'll let me pet him. He's moving. So my body change right there when I did that was to put more energy on the hip and draw the face. So here what I might do is I might really push on that hip, keeping my belly behind the tail. And if he keeps going past the spot where I originally asked for that, I'm going to change. He did good. So I would have changed to, okay, if that's what you want to do, this is how I would ask for that. And then I would have turned my belly button up towards his neck and shoulder area. So again, he's saying, I don't think so. Not sure I want to be pet. So if that's what he's saying to me, I'm not going to touch him. I want him to understand that he has a say and he can tell me, and I will listen. Good job, buddy. Now he's going to go by. That's fine. I'm going to just, again, belly button's behind the tail, and I'm just going to keep pushing on the hip. And I was heading this way, so when he gets to there, or lined up with that, If he doesn't turn around by then, which I think he's about to right now. So he cut across, that's good, but he didn't. So here, I just got to make sure he turns to the right. It's got to turn to the right. I was in the right eye, he's got to turn to the right. I need him to come to me in the right eye, not the left eye. We're working on, oh, my belly button's pushing on his neck and shoulder. So I want to turn my body. See how he's starting to turn a little tighter now? And I want to make sure he turns right again. So anytime I see that left eye, I'm just going to push it back around. And I'm only going to use as much energy as needed to get it done, trying not to give him too much stimulus. See, up until now, he's looking like a really calm horse, you know, and he's not typically this calm. At least he wasn't. Has he been this calm lately? No, because I remember when I came out a couple weeks ago, he was not this calm. And it could be the heat. It could be that he learned a lot. You know, what'd you say? You did one session with him? Yeah. Yeah. And in your opinion, did he listen well to you? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 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 His training up until now is very vague. You know, it's energy, go. Really, that's as vague as it is. So this thinking and learning to relax, you know, this is something that it's probably all new to him. He's not. So I'm going to put the halter on him. He's leaving just a little too much. But when I put the halter on, I'm going to do my best not to use it. It's just going to be a way to kind of redirect my energy, and then he will run into the rope and he will know that he's caught, but it's gonna take away that silliness of trying to leave. He'll leave and I will get him to come back. What's that? You know, the flies are all over his face. It wouldn't be a bad thing to spray it. And so here, we're going to kind of work on moving that hind end out and bringing that nose in. And so we want to hold the rope in a way that it can slide through my fingers. I'm just going to let it hang here. Talk to the shoulder, talk to the hip, stop the forward. Talk to the hip. So he's backing. I'm not going to try and hold him back. I'm just going to go with him. And that's fine. Wherever he wants to go. And if he pulls hard enough, the rope's going to come right out of... Stop, stop. Hind end, stop, stop. Hind end. Good boy, good boy, good boy. All right, and so we don't have... I'm going to work on keeping his eyes looking at me. Hind end. Okay, we'll go get that fly spray right away. Because I do think this is bothering him. How you doing, buddy? Hold on. Hold on. Silly boy. This'll help. This'll help. This'll help. Put it over here. Okay. So again, I want to keep that rope real light in my hand. It's just kind of hanging on my fingers. You'll find it's either going to hang on my fingers or it's going to hang on my thumb or whatever. And so right now I'm talking to that hind end. I had to talk to the front end because he's moving. He was moving the wrong way with his front end. So like right here, he's going that way. I want to talk to that front end to say, don't do that. Just move the hind end over. Not forward. Not forward. Hind end, but not forward. Right? And so this is definitely something he's only experienced when I came out and did the evaluation. And then again, if Lana did some of it herself. So right there, I'm just really discouraging that forward movement. You know, it's kind of reprogramming at this point because as a off the track thoroughbred, you know, anytime an energy says go is generally forward. So we don't want to erase it, but we want some discernment so that he understands when to go forward and when to just move over, right? And this lateral work right here, it's something he's not really used to. You do some of this with him and you'll be surprised at how quickly a horse muscles up as long as you maintain balance. If you're doing this and he's tripping over his feet and acting real silly, then you're probably doing damage. So right here, we got to talk to the shoulder, and then the hind, stop. Thank you. So you notice when I'm pushing on the hind, if he goes forward, he's not moving over. So that was nice. Here he's going forward, so we stop him. And the minute we stop him, that hind end moves better, right? As soon as we stop him, that hind end moves better. So what's happening is his thought process is forward. As soon as we stop that forward movement, the energy in the hind end is still able to go somewhere, but it goes sideways because it gets diverted. So I'm actually going to the hip, and when he goes forward, I'm just putting energy out here to stop forward movement. Right? So he's going forward, so I just stop forward movement. So I'm kind of right into the middle of the chest or kind of up in front of his face. Just something to say, not forward, not forward, not sideways either, not forward. Good job. Okay, so now he's backing up because he's not sure. So I'm just going to kind of draw. I'm going to draw while pushing. He still went forward. He's still going forward. Now I can take it behind my back too, and I would if I was real close to him. But where I got the room, good job, buddy. You stepped on yourself. So right here, I'm a little close, so I'm going behind me. So here I want to talk to that hind. Stop that front. Stop that front. Talk to that hind. Stop that front. Now he wants to go backwards, so I'm going with him. I don't want to grab this rope and say, don't go, and I don't want to pull on him. I want to hold it just snug enough so that I can go with him. And then that snugness kind of encourages him. Yeah, nice. Oop, nope, too much forward. That snugness in the grip encourages him to see he's going. I'm just extending my arm and I'm walking with him. And the rope is still somewhat slack. but there's enough pressure that says, I would like for you to come with me. So he's still going forward. That's why I'm adding extra pressure. His head went up, right? So I'm matching the energy that's showing up. The energy that's present in him. So I'm going to let him go. And then I'm going to stop him. Stop him. I'm going to send him through. I might have to switch hands because he doesn't know this really. And then I'm going to push on that hip, let that rope slide out of my hand, and get him through. Now I'm going to kind of let him go, and then I'm going to stop him. If the rope needs to slide through my hand, I'm going to let it slide through my hand. I'm trying to encourage him to follow here. Good job. Right, and so anytime that happens, I cut him some slack. So here we go, push on that hip, draw to me. Flag goes away when it works. Okay, so here, I'm gonna come by, push on that hip, let that rope slide, and if he gets to the end, I'll grab it, but so I wanna get up to about here, I wanna push on that hip, it's sliding, need him to come. Good job. I'm going to go by him, sliding, push, 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 push. Here it comes. Good. Right? And so by giving him the ability to leave and only giving just enough resistance of my hand on the rope, he's not following. Good job. So by coming off to the side and pushing on, so now I'm going to charge the hip. Let that rope slide out. I'm going to charge the hip. I'm going to charge the hip again. There we go. That time it worked. So you didn't get it the first couple times. And I have to hold him to a higher standard when he goes and then I push and he doesn't come back. He's coming. So I was getting ready to charge him again, right? So I'll do it like a few times. That's nice. I'll do it a few times and I'll let him pull on me a few times. Let him pull the slack out. So here we're talking to the shoulder. Now we're talking to the hip, asking him to come. And again, I'm just hanging on my thumb there. I want him to come with the least amount of pressure possible. And so the little flip of the rope, the flip of the flag was putting energy into the hind and drawing it back out his face. So I'm still pushing into the hind, but drawing back out his face. If I had all the time in the world, I would have done this completely loose in the round pen for as long as it takes. But we're doing a video and I only got 3 days. Well, probably got more than that, but my hopes is that I make the progress I need to make in 3 days to get him where he needs to be for that restart and having sensibility. We want him sensible. And that's the key, is sensibility. That's what we're looking for. We need a sensible horse. This is great. Good job, buddy. We need a sensible horse that understands what we need from him. Right? And so I'm putting energy into the hip, but I'm drawing back out the front. I'm trying to do it with my body and not pull on the rope. I want my body to say, come on, come on, come on, come on. Good job. Come on, come on. Right? So I don't want to pull the rope. I want to throw an energy into his hip like this and say, come on, come on, come on. I like that. His whole, from his hip to his shoulder, bent really nice. Head was a little high, nose was a little forward. So that all needs to get better. But But I don't look at that as trying to fix that, because that will go away once he understands what's going on. Once his anxiety goes away, any inhibition that he's carrying, if that starts to disappear, see that high head and that nose forward, that'll disappear when the anxiety and the inhibition disappears. Until then, we're going to get that. And so, you know, a lot of people will put tie downs on, or, you know, when they're riding a horse who does that, they'll, you know, put a lot of pressure in the reins to kind of get them to bridle up. I don't waste a lot of time on that, because I know from experience that once a horse, see, he's already doing it. His head's coming down. He's getting vertical in the face. I know once a horse starts to release the anxiety and inhibition, they start to get more proper and balanced in their body and their frame. And so the picture of the body that everybody loves, that beautiful, beautiful picture, trying to send him out, send him out, send him out, send him out. Hip. And again, I let that rope slide. I want him to come back on his own. I don't want to pull him back. I don't really want him running into a wall. You know, if he kept bolting off, then... So anytime that happens, again, I'm going to discourage it in some way. I don't want a horse to feel like they need to holler out to their buddies whenever they're with me. And when they're with me, I should be the safe zone. And I got to prove to them that I am. Otherwise, so he's still... There we go. Now he's going. So I'm going to push and I'm going to draw. I'm going to push and I'm going to draw. So he's having a hard time with the draw. There we go. I'm going to go this way. Push and draw. Good job. Push and draw. Lost him. I'm going to run by, see if I can get him to change directions. And I'll just keep pulling on that flag. So I'm monitoring. He's not really coming directly towards me. He's kind of skirting around me. If you follow his arc, it would be coming around me, not directly to me. So I'm aware of that. And I'm watching for when he actually takes steps directly in my direction. Like, see, right now he's still going around me. So I'm going to run towards his hip. And there, that was a step in my direction. That gives me the ability to say thank you. So I pause for a second. Say thank you. Push on the hip. Where's the step go? Around me. So I'm going to push on the hip heavy. There we go. Much better. That actually was coming to meet up with me, ahead of me. So that went beyond coming towards me, which was better. So I'm going to push on that hip. See what he's doing. Nice, right to me. So he's better in his right eye than he is his left eye when it comes to this stuff. So he's skirting around. I can push heavier. There we go. Nice. Still not coming though. There it is. Good job. Good job. Okay. All right. So we've got some decent stuff. Let's see if he's ready to do this with nothing on. If not, we'll put it back on. But I want to try it. He seems like he's ready to follow. Good job. Yeah, actually, the what you're seeing is his thoughts. He's putting, like, should I be doing this? Should I be? What if he does this? What about? I don't know about. And that's what the head taught. I call that stuttering. His thoughts are stuttering. He doesn't know what to actually think. He's thinking about a lot of things, and that's what makes that happen. Yeah, and he probably still stressed a little. Oh, he left. Okay, so I'm going to actually put this up for now. So now I'm putting a big energy into him. I want to see what he does with it. I'm going to do it again. So my hope was that he would turn around and come with me. All right, so I was just about to put another energy into him, but I saw the change in his thought, so I didn't do it. Make sure he goes that way. All right, so I lost him. Pick it up on this side. Good. All right, so I was hoping he would actually turn fast enough to change. Like that. I want to try and draw him back to me. If he goes all the way to the fence, I'm going to cut him off. So he's going to leave. So I'm going to push, 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 push. And then I'm going to sweep away and hope to get him in. If he doesn't do it, I'm going to go right towards his butt and see what happens. Nope. Okay. So he's not fully ready to be loose. He's doing very well on this, in the halter, but he's not fully ready to be loose. Okay, and so typically I like them to come to the halter, but he's not ready for that, and we'll work on that. And that's part of the reason why we're doing what we're doing, to try and get him to come with us when we ask him. So, you know, when I step over here and I push on his hip and I say, come, right? If I have that halter, or I say, come to my hand, come to my hand. If I have my halter here, he'll come to my hand. I slide my halter right up over his head. So I'm gonna start working on blanketing, which I'm sure he's worn fly sheets, and I'm sure he's worn, you know, saddle pads and whatnot. So I'm kind of not expecting any problem here, but I want to make sure he will come to it. I want to make sure he's coming to it, and then I'll make it a little bigger. Okay, so he's supposed to be standing still here until I tell him to go. Or to come, actually. Do that again. Get him to stay put. So basically, I'm starting the groundwork for ground tying. I want him to be able to stay put. And I want to be able to do whatever I need to do without him feeling like he has to walk around or throw his head or do any of that stuff. So here we go. We open it up again. Make it a little bigger. See if he'll come to it. See if he'll stop for it. See if he'll stay put. And I didn't really expect any problems here, but I'm going to take it a little further than just kind of tossing it on him and rubbing him with it. I'm going to go up over his head. I'm going to cover his eyes, and I'm going to try and lead him with it. But I'm not going to do that until I know he's totally fine with the rest of it. And I'm pretty sure he is. But you got to make sure. Got to make sure. Okay. Whoop. Whoop. My rope a little messed up. Okay, so we don't have any problems there. Really don't have any problems there. So I want to be able to lead him with this. Oh, gotta cover you. Gotta cover you. Not allowed to see. Okay. So we don't have any problems there either. So that's good. Now we can start doing some stuff. Whoa. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Whoa. 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 Good boy. So, if you've ever watched any of the big races, you'll see that the horses are usually moving during mounting. So this is not unexpected. Okay, so I'm not asking for a backup, I'm asking for a bend. Good job. Good job. Good job. Because we have a sensible horse. He's not 100%. He's not, you know, like I can see some issues in his poll and the fact that his nose goes ahead of his forehead, that he's not. So right here, so I'm just going to keep tugging. And I'm going to keep wiggling my leg until he bends. And when he bends, I'm going to let go of the rein and just leave my leg there. He commits to my leg, I let everything go. Bend, wiggle. Thank you. Thank you. Right? And so when I first ask for it, it's body and leg, slack out of the rein, and then I wiggle until I get it. leave everything alone except for my calf. If he commits to my calf, I thank him for doing so. Switch sides. Whoop. So he's not coming. Oh, there it is. I almost started wiggling. He started to come. So just wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. I'm just gonna keep wiggling until he bends. He's backing, not what I want. So I'm gonna put a little more pressure with my right leg to kind of get him to think bending in that direction. So that my upper part of my thigh is kind of pushing. There we go. The upper part of my thigh was pushing to get him to understand I need him to bend in that direction. So again, we're gonna turn the body, take the slack, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. He's backing, so I'm gonna put that extra pressure with my right thigh to say, go that way. Good boy. And again, body, legs on, slacks out, wiggle, 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 wiggle. He's coming, he's committed to my leg. I can let go of everything. Now I'm gonna switch sides again. Perfect. Perfect. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Good. Whoop, missed. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Good job, buddy. Good job. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Good job. Okay, so I'm gonna climb off for a minute, maybe, once I get him relaxed and ready. Oh, nope, 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 nope. So getting off and getting on are the same. I need him ready for me. A lot of the wrecks that you have in horses is getting on and getting off. And sometimes getting off is being thrown off, but it's still getting off. Huh? Yeah. All right, so we're gonna give him a minute here without the blanket. And I'm gonna work more on drawing, walking by, pushing on his hip and drawing. Really wanna get him coming, willing to follow. I like his low head, I like his vertical face. He needs to bend a little more to the right because we all know that they always run to the left. So get that little extra work bending to the right. Good job. I like he's coming over with a nice low head, relaxed, not crazy. All right, so he has a little bit of interest over there, but that's okay, he still came. Now, if he wasn't on the halter, he probably wouldn't have, but that's okay. So I threw the rope at his butt instead of pulling on his face. Good job, buddy. Good job. I like what I'm seeing today.
I do too.
Yeah, he's doing really good. I think
the difference between when you first started with him today and now is big.
yeah, and it's considerable compared to 2 weeks ago, you know. So here we go. He would not be good to ride bareback without a pad. This blanket's not enough. It's tough on the tailbone. So I got to kind of sit up and clench my cheeks a little bit in order to make sure I don't... Up, up, up. Hey, come on now. Help me get that around you. Thank you. Good job. Good job. Won't fall off his nose. So the body first and the leg. So right here, I might use a little extra leg because he's like pawing at the ground. Oh, that's tough on the tailbone. So again, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. He committed to the leg, we can let him go. Body and leg. Slack comes out, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. He's interested in the car there, but that's okay. Let him do whatever he feels like doing. Okay, good job. So body and leg first. Slack comes out, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. He's committing to the leg, we can let him go. Body and leg, slack comes out, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. And when I say wiggle, 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 I'm hand and foot, which is, I'm not necessarily digging my heel in, but if I had to do too much of it, I would start putting a little extra pressure so that my heel, like right now, my heel's there and it's touching him. But, you know, if he doesn't listen, then I'll lift my heel and put a little extra pressure, you know. Body and leg, slacks out, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. He's starting to come, so I cut him some slack, but he's not finishing, so I'm gonna wiggle, wiggle, wiggle again, choke up a little bit, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle again. Now I'm gonna use my, oh, there we go, he came. I was gonna use my heel. Good job. Body and leg, slack is out, he's coming, committed to the leg, that's good. Do it again, slacks out, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. He's going back, he didn't commit to the leg. He's not committing to the leg. He's not committing to the leg. He's not committing to the leg. See, right now he's like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. You always let go when I come around. You always let go when I come around. There we go, good job. Right, so that just goes to show, you know, it can seem like they understand, but they don't fully get it. And then after a while, that'll show up. So body and leg, slack is out, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. He's not really coming, so I'm gonna start using my heel. Dig it a little deeper with my, there we go. Back to calf. He went the wrong way. Commit to my leg. Thank you very much. We can let him go. Right, so by doing this, when we are up here and we ride, and if we want to ride on light reins, I'm just going to kind of set this right up on his neck here. If we want to ride on light reins and I do this, this alone should get him to bend. And if you ever want to go bridleless, that's kind of what you got to have. Otherwise, you can't steer your horse. And he feels that in how this feels when you turn your body, and he feels the touch of your calf. He feels the touch of your calf on his rib cage. Whoop, sorry buddy, I didn't mean to do that. So here, I'm wiggling. He's not coming, so I'm gonna lift the heel, lift the heel, lift the heel, lift the heel. Now I'm just there with the calf. He's listening to the calf. Put this back the right way, climb off again. Take this off. All right. So he's actually ready for his first ride, but where we're like an hour into it, I don't know. Do you
It's whatever. I can go grab a saddle if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can go grab a
Okay.
saddle. You want to use like an actual pad, right?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I could fold that and put that on him if your saddle's a really good.
The bridle too, or just how?
No, I'll tie this in the reins. So, and for the camera, I'll speak to me tying this into reins. That's my go-to. First few rides like this, I know he's had a bit in his mouth. That's not an issue. But I want him to go off my body. I want him to feel my body and not move off the bit. Also, he's a racehorse. Jockeys tend to hang on their mouths. So I don't want to be pulling into the corner of his mouth and getting him confused and think, oh, time to go faster. Jockey's holding on, right? So we don't want to confuse him. We want him to understand. Has he ever worn that saddle? Never put it on? Okay, come on, buddy. Come this way. Okay, I'll just have you stick around and help me out a little bit. Okay, you can throw that right on him if you want to. Okay, and actually, I'd rather do this myself and see how you got this rigged up. Okay, so here we go. So here he's moving. How can I hold this without it going anywhere? Okay, that's good. Here we go. That's a decent fit. So, yes, I am. Thank you. Hold on. Stay put. Stay put. Move. Were you the last one to ride in this?
I was, yeah.
Okay. Any idea what your inseam length is? Hey.
31, 32.
Yeah. Well, yeah. If you're 31, 32, I'll be okay with those stirrup lengths. And I don't like to change them if I don't have to. Now, it looks like I'm going to have to. No, that'll be all right. Pay attention. Pay attention. Whoop. See what we got. See what we got. Okay. Now, snug it up a little bit. Okay. Your girth might be a little long. I need a shorter one. Be all right for today, but there's not a lot there. All right, come on. Okay, how tight is that? Okay, let's see how he's going to be with that. And I'm sure he's been strapped up, and I'm sure he's... The key's going to be how well he bends with such a big saddle as opposed to those little pieces of cardboard or plastic. And my main concern is that rear cinch to make sure he's fine with that. Now we'll see how he moves. Make sure he moves good. I like the sensibility of his slow trot and leaving. Good job. Good job. Okay. Good job. Okay. Good job. Okay, so I'm not going to be in a hurry to ride him out, but I am going to get up there and do some more bending and using 2 reins and getting that hind end yielded. I want to make sure he's going to stand quiet. Oh, I didn't ask you to go. I didn't ask you to go yet. Didn't ask you to go yet. Okay. So I'm going to hold in the middle and work on my right rein at the moment. So I'm thinking about pushing to the right and pulling to the right. Even though that rein's loose doing nothing, I'm still thinking about pushing and pulling. Pull right hand, push left hand. If he doesn't bend, I'm going to use my heel. Good job. Switch. Push. Use my heel. Good job. Okay, so I'm going to ask him to take a forward step while moving to the right. So I'm doing that with my outside left leg to ask for a little bit of forward. So he's having a little trouble. It's okay. You're okay. Relax. All right, so he doesn't want to go forward. So we'll try to go forward to the left. Good job. Now we're going to go forward to the right. I'm using my left leg to motivate that. You can't see it, but I'm bumping. There we go. Good job, buddy. Good job. And again, I'm going to try and get him to go. He's real heavy there, so I'm going to really use my heel to get him off my hand. Just kind of wiggle, 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 wiggle. There we go. Now I'm going to ask him to go. Good job, buddy. Good job. And now we're going to go this way. The left leg gets the bend, right leg gets the movement. So I just bump a little bit like this to ask for that forward movement. Right leg gets the bend, left leg gets the movement. Left leg gets the bend, right leg gets the movement. Good job. Right leg gets the bend, left leg gets the movement. Good job. Good job. So I'm going to give him a second because that was a little difficult for him. Yeah, this one's not the same as the other ones that I rode in. I don't feel like I have any problems getting my legs forward if I need them. So evidently those other ones were garbage saddles, and this is a nice one. So he's struggling here. So we're just good job. Good job. Okay, so here I'm going to stop him. I'm going to prepare to dismount. I want him to understand what my dismount is going to be and that I can take as much time as I want to do it. I might kick him in the butt. I might, whatever. Doesn't matter. I want to make sure he understands. So he's leaving me. So that's not a good sign. So I'll just follow. What's that? Yeah. So ideally, more time would have been spent loose, you know, getting him engaged. You know, okay, good. Good job. There we go. All right, so we need him to want to, he's okay, good. I thought he was going to go by me. Good job, buddy. Good job. Good job.
I'm super happy with all that. That's awesome.
What's that?
I said I'm super happy with all that. That's awesome.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's not as good as it should be, but it is good. We're further along already than I thought we'd be right now. So he's having those struggles again. So I'm just going to wait him out. See, he's pulling my hand all over the place. I'm not going to fight him on that. I'm just going to wait until he does the right thing and then release him. So I'm here. I'm ready. I'm asking him to go. He's not going, so I'm going to push. He's tossing his head around. I'm going to let him just toss his head around until he gets the right idea. Then I let him go. And this is how we want it too. We want him to go slow at the start and then speed up only when asked. So right here he's fighting that. So I'm just going to hold until he's ready. When he's ready, I let go and I say thank you. Now I knew that he was ridden, so getting on him was not something that I was accepting a rider was not something that I was at all concerned with. What I was concerned with was his instincts to go fast right away. You know, he may have, more than likely, spent some time in a hot walker and learned how to self-regulate and walk. But the first time I met him, he was pretty animated. Good job, buddy. Good job. And so we want to work on, so I'm going to try and stop him with my inside rein, get that hind end to yield, stop him completely, get that front end to come over. He doesn't know this stuff really, so he might take a minute. He tried something, wasn't good enough, so I'm going to ask again. I did pause for a second. There we go. Good job. So directional flow of energy is what we're working on. So when I take an energy this way, I want that front end to go this way. Now see, he's getting more hind end than front end, so I'm going to stop. I'm going to use a little bit of that left rein. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing there. Use a little bit of that left rein, pulling back to my side. I don't want to cross the center. I'm staying in the center, but I pull up and I try to send him across. And I'm pulling with the right rein and bumping with the left leg. Now he's crooked, so we don't want to do too much with him crooked like that because he could get vertigo. There we go. Nice. He did it. We let him go. And again, we just want to be able to get him to start connecting these spots on his rib cage and get a little bit lighter up in his face. And so that these spots on the rib cage, so right now my right leg's a little further back, my left leg's a little further forward, and I'm just trying to get him to bend to what he feels in my seat and to my leg. So right there, I'm asking that hind end to move. Again, his nose goes ahead of his forehead. We got to be careful because he can get vertigo and he can fall down. They're not made to have their eyes like this. They need to be level with the horizon. or level with each other. So I'm trying to get some more forward movement, but it doesn't come without getting a turn. He's having a real hard time bending right, so we're going to get him right. Don't want him stepping in that hole. Okay. So I'm really pedaling him. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm really pushing to get him to move. There we go. Now he's doing it on his own. Oh, yeah, now he's doing it on his own. Yeah. Good job, buddy. Good job. So I got to keep asking, because he's not, his pole's tipped the wrong way. So here I'm gonna really pull on him and push his hind end because he's not bending at all. He's not listening to my leg. I gotta let him know that, hey, when I ask for that, I need it. It's important. You know, he doesn't understand how important that could be. We're going on a trail ride, we're out in the road and truck's coming or whatever. He's looking the wrong way and there's a ditch off to our side and we need him to bend so he can see it, or at least listen to what we're saying so that we can avoid it. You know, he doesn't understand that here in a flat ground where there's nothing in the way that he can trip over. But when the time comes and we need it, we need to get it. And sometimes it's imperative that we get it right away. You know, I don't mind asking again. I don't mind if he needs some time to figure it out, but there will be many times, if he gets ridden a lot, there'll be many times that he will need to respond immediately instead of at his own pace. Right now, I'm going to let him be at his own pace, but I'm also going to show him that when I ask for something, there is a significance to that request. And so by creating some integrity to this, I'm asking for it, by creating some integrity. So right here, I'm using a little right rein to get his nose back vertical. He was taking his nose a little too much. Use a little right rein to get him back level. You see how he changed his eyes? See, he gets a little crooked here, and I go like this to kind of get him a little. Yeah, I know, buddy. I know. Okay. And so the process I went through in the beginning, rather than lunging or round penning him to get him ready, if I'd have lunged him or round penned him, I would have increased his anxiety and kind of given his inhibition a reason to exist. So by taking the time to do it slower, it gives him more. So I kind of respect him a little bit more that way, and he sees that I'm respecting him, so that eases his conscience. It allows him to relax around me and not worry. And so now we can get on and we can just go for a nice leisure walk. And, you know, honestly, I would think nothing about taking him for a walk anywhere on the farm. Right now, I would feel very confident taking him just about anywhere. I'd be cautious. I would be looking ahead for things that might cause an issue, and then I'd steer towards them and say, hey, you see that, right? You see that, right? And then if he starts to show me that he's a little nervous, I'm gonna say, hey, remember me? I'm right here. Yeah, let's go. Remember me? I'm right here. Let's go. And then he'll start to realize that, hey, I'm looking out for him. I got his back. He's going to start trusting me a little bit more. And when he trusts me and he realizes that I'm looking out for him and he knows that he's safe around me, nice job, buddy. Right there, I just took off my inside leg. I'm going to try it this way too. So I'm pushing, take off the inside leg, push with the outside leg. Nice job. Nice job. So directional flow of it. He is a little ouchy. I feel him every now and then. There's not many rocks in here, but there's a couple. So what time are we on? So why don't we call this good? By the time I get him stripped down, this will be an hour and a half. And I think this is a good spot to stop. I think he did really good and he deserves a break. Whoop, hold on. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Woo, 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 woo. So I need him to stay put. I want to be able to dismount without him feeling like he has to be fidgety. I want to be able to mount without him feeling like he has to be fidgety. You're okay. You're okay. So he's fidgety. Okay. If he goes back to pawing and shaking his head like that, I'm just going to bring my both legs. I'm alternating here, up and down with my calves and my heels. When he gets good, I leave him alone. He's doing it again. So in this, I do this to develop a calm down cue, so that if for any reason, anywhere I am or whatever I'm doing, he starts getting weird, I put my legs on and I just start rubbing him like this. Kind of like giving him a hug and rubbing your hand on somebody's back, you know? And that's basically what I'm doing. I'm telling him, I got you, buddy. I got you. Now he's taking that as a backup, but good boy, good boy. So if he stops tossing his head, I'm going to prepare to dismount. And if he doesn't, I'm going to put my legs on and I'll start rubbing. And if he wants to pull out, I'll let him pull out. But I'm going to turn him back if he leaves. Good job. Okay, good. Okay. Do we want to walk him back in with the saddle on so he carries it? Okay. Okay. Yeah, did you shut it off yet? All right. So that was day one. I feel pretty good about it.
I feel great about it.
Good.
Awesome.
Good.
Thank you.
So that's day one. That's the end of day one. We'll see what day two brings tomorrow. Thanks for watching.